Today is a sad day for me. It's my sister's funeral. My brother-in-law Zed rang me and asked if I would do the eulogy. I'm not going to lie, this is not an easy task. Maria was a great woman, a loving wife, mother, daughter, sister, auntie, great auntie, niece and friend. So it's only appropriate that she has a top-notch eulogy from a top-notch presenter. I'm sorry, Maria, they picked me to do this. Maria was born in Perth on the 9th of April 1964. Her parents were Giuseppe and Cristina Formato, who were both born in Naples, Italy. If you don't know what that is, that's where the pizza comes from. Maria is the third of 4 children. She has 2 older brothers, Gus and Mario, and 1 younger, handsome and favourite brother named Martin. Maria and I go back 50 years. She's just 2 years older than me. I remember one day I was walking to primary school and I was 50 metres ahead of Maria, and a bunch of kids tried to take my bag. Before I knew it, Maria was there, throwing her arms and protecting me as I watched the kids fled. Maria may seem soft on the outside, but she's very tough on the inside, as she's proven, especially over the last 18 months. I remember another day when we were playing in the backyard. Yes, the backyard, because we didn't have internet in those days. Maria was on the swing and I went into the garage and started playing with my father's wine bottles. Unfortunately, I dropped one and cut my arm and wrist. Blood squirted everywhere, all over my white t-shirt. Luckily, Maria was there and called our mother, who carried me to the doctors to have stitches. As a child growing up, Maria was always happy and laughed heartily at any hint or sign of humour. When Maria was about 8 years old, her oldest brother asked her what she wanted to do when she grew up. Maria replied, everything. Maria was always happy to be among her family and friends. She loved people. She even loved animals, having guinea pigs and rabbits as pets. Maria also loved school. She always studied conscientiously and did very well in her exams. Maria even inspired me to study. We often catch up in the kitchen for a coffee break and a chat. Maria went on to study pharmacology and became a pharmacist. I remember the great times we had going out for dinner with her pharmacy friends, like John and Chin. Maria loved sport, and after her 2 older brothers both suffered Achilles tendon leg injuries playing soccer, she did her bit later by also suffering Achilles tendon injury playing netball, as in those days girls didn't play soccer. Maria loved music. One of her favourite bands was ABBA. She also learned how to play the piano accordion, which we call the fisharmonica, and she also loved partying. Maria worked at Royal Perth Hospital for 26 years and then went on to work at Fiona Stanley for almost 2 years. Maria loved her job and had the opportunity to attend conferences, and she would come home with all sorts of goodies, fancy pens, highlighters, paperweights, and even samples of medication. So whenever I was sick, I never went to the pharmacy. I just went to Maria's room and helped myself. I remember one day when my mother was suffering severe back pain and needed to have morphine. I was in the backyard and I remember Maria coming out with the syringe in her hand with a little bit of morphine left. In those days we had pigeons, and I vaguely remember Maria suggesting that we give some to the pigeons just to see what happens. Luckily for them, we never did. Several years later, Maria met Zed, and I understand that Zed proposed 3 times before Maria said yes. They went on to have 3 beautiful children, Jason, Melissa and Anthony, of whom Maria is extremely proud of. They travelled overseas as a family and captured wonderful memories. In 2013, Maria had a special trip to Canada with her daughter Melissa. Maria made such a positive influence on people. She really cared about people. Here's an example of a message I received the other day from someone in Italy. Dear Martin, I have already known. I cannot find the right words. Maybe they don't exist. I can only say that I've seen Maria just an afternoon in my life and I could never forget her. Only a special person could leave such a deep sign in me. Despite of distance and time, I praise her with you and with your whole family. She really didn't deserve this destiny in such a young age. I will miss her too. Ti abbraccio, Carolina. 18 months ago we discovered that Maria had a tumour on her brain. Maria gracefully accepted what she had and just proceeded with a positive attitude and fighting spirit. I remember being in the hospital the night before her operation. She was happy and laughing. I couldn't believe it. Maria knew something. She told me that she could see everything clearly, as if someone just turned on the lights. Maria knew she would get through the operation, and she did. After the operation, Maria was looking forward to a speedy recovery so she could return back to work because she loved what she was doing and the people she worked with. Maria was very passionate about her work. I understand that the research Maria and her team were doing cracked the code in determining which drug to give a lung transplant patient in order to increase their chances of survival. It was based on their metabolism rate. Maria told me that Fiona Stanley Hospital had approved further funding for this research. Maria was very pleased when she heard this news. Maria's passions have been her love of family and friends, her work in hospitals as a pharmacist, and home cooking. A lot of it learned from her favourite auntie, Genoveffa, who lives in Italy, but spent 3 summer months with Maria earlier this year. Some of the dishes they cooked were potato-based pizza, melanzane, which is eggplant, miaz, which is rice pudding, and tarelli, a hard life ring-shaped biscuit. Is it almost lunchtime? I'm starting to get hungry now. Not only did Maria help crack the code in her work, I believe she cracked the code to life. Maria understood that everything happens for a reason and for your greater good. That's why she was so accepting of a condition and whatever would be, but still put up a fight. Maria was happy, authentic, and never complained. I believe Maria fulfilled her mission here on earth. I want to acknowledge Zed for the incredible work he did in looking after Maria and the kids, especially over the last 18 months. I also want to acknowledge Jason, Melissa and Anthony for how they dealt with the situation while studying and facing exams. Also, the good work done by the hospital staff and home carers, which includes my brother Gus and Zed's sister Marina. Also, thanks to Ida for being at the hospital, especially during the critical times. Even though the outcome wasn't what we wanted, Maria Miles was a winner because she fought to the end and she never gave up. She did her best to stay. Now she's with our father, Giuseppe, and nephew Stephen. Maria is no longer in pain. The pain we feel is a sign that she did good here on earth. And this pain, I believe, will help us build muscle and give us strength so that we can go on and do good ourselves. We're grateful that Maria was a part of our life. She has shown us what a good human being is all about. We love her and we will miss her, but this is not the end. This is the beginning of the next chapter. Maria will always be in our hearts. I can hear Maria say, "It is what it is. Grieve if you must, but don't stay there." Maria told me that she wanted her life to be a celebration. She wanted to be remembered for how she lived. Maria would say, "If something troubles you, let it go. Just go with the flow. Everything will be okay." Maria's passing really affected me. I want to be a person like Maria. If I could be half the good person she was, I would be a happy man. On behalf of my family, I want to thank you for showing up today. Your support is very much appreciated. Let's rejoice in the memories of Maria Formato Pusic.